Are JP Morgan and BlackRock planning to make an XRP ETF? If so, when? This video is going to be about it. More than that, XRP is going through the SWIFT banking system. Is it going to happen?
The video I'm going to show you today should prove it.
We'll also talk about that, and I have some great news about XRP and Ripple that you will love. Watch the whole video. It'd be great if you could like this video. Also, if you haven't already, what are you doing? Let's sign up for it now. Check it out. The smartest people will do well. The real Bitcoin is XRP. I'll play this for you. This 34-second clip makes some really good points. No, I agree, because we haven't made the step where institutions agree with us yet. And to give you an example, if the Mitsubishi Bank in Tokyo needs to send 100 million yen to the New York office and change it into dollars, they need 100 million yen in Tokyo and $100 million in New York. You're tying up 200 million in cash at the same time. The bank now has half as much cash. It's important, but we haven't made that jump yet. It looks like it's going to happen. I believe it. Okay, we get it. Yeah, it looks like it's going to happen, doesn't it? I believe it. Okay, we know it's coming. There are banks that can't wait to use this. Some banks have wanted to take their time with this change, right? With the move to a digital market, I think the bigger banks have more to lose than the smaller ones. When crypto is used, this is because the world's biggest banks like Chase, HSBC, and Citibank follow all of these rules, right? That other banks pay them to move money around. That's how things are. Thus, these medium-sized to small banks may not be able to pay for all of this extra hardware. What's the next best thing? Now that crypto and XRP are around, you can use them as a bridge asset to move money between any currency and a digital currency. Oh, and that's the new money system, folks. Tokenize value on that new DLT system. That's how we all get rich, right? That's how things will go. Mario Nafal broke. The news that Ripple won a huge court battle against the SEC. Ripple's case against the SEC just got a huge help. A U.S. court agreed to speed up the final decision in the XRP case. The case that has been going on for years is now more likely to be over sooner. Gary Gensler is also leaving his job. Listen, I don't see this happening after Gary Gensler leaves. This case is over. This case was dead when it got there. Not a judge, not the SEC, not the SEC, FTC. Everyone is done with this, right? There will be a new era in the United States that is crypto and pro-crypto friendly. Okay, the plan is not for people to come in and sign up. We're going to help you. I was joking. Who are we going to see? That did not work. That's how things used to be. That method is being thrown out. Also, I feel great about going into 2025 with this new government that is friendly to crypto. If you look at the rest of the world, I think the US has been a little behind when it comes to digital assets and usage. However, the Republicans have been the most crypto-friendly part of the US government. They are now in charge of everything. They run the House, the Senate, and the President, so they can get what they want done. Okay, let's see how fast they can finish it. If the US can get back to the top of this new technology and start getting people back to the states who may have left because of unclear laws in the US. Let me play this. What a sad state of affairs that a US company is delivering real use cases for these technologies that they can't sell in the US market right now because US companies are saying, well, the SEC is appealing. They don't know exactly what the SEC is appealing, but it's a reason to say, no, we don't want to fight that fight right now. We're going to wait and see. Listen, the argument that XRP is not a security is not being made. If you've been in the space and been following all of this, I think you already know that, but maybe that's helpful for people who have some XRP but aren't following the action. It is not being argued that XRP should not be hidden. It has to do with how they sold to institutions. I think everything will be fixed soon. U.S. Republicans, Mike Flood on Fox Business, and Gary Gensler also pushed the country 20 years back. Let's watch this video and talk about it. What you say is great because it makes the rules clear. People didn't know who was running the market, who was watching it, or what the rules were, which I think made it hard for people to really believe in it. Because the Biden government just gave all the agencies a bunch of rules about how to deal with climate change. Isn't that true? You should know that businesses had to follow all of those new rules. They were busy with environmental issues. Then there's this idea that we'll use enforcement measures with digital assets. You have no idea what the law says, right? Some of these topics don't have much information. All of a sudden, the SEC is looking into something which shuts down the markets. Gary Gensler threw America 20 years behind. When it comes to stable coins in the digital asset market, we are not even close to where we need to be. And it really does, in a flash, Gary Gensler is or was the head of the SEC. He is now leaving, though. To be honest, Congress makes laws and rules, not the SEC. I understand that Gary Gensler has slowed down the U.S. I'd say a few years is more like it than 20 years. But throwing the finger at Gary Gensler for the lack of clarity in the crypto market isn't entirely his fault. Congress is there. These people are the ones who need to make laws. To make that happen, they need to work together and then put it into law. So, in Congress, there are some people who like to point the finger and blame everyone else. Let's figure out how to get through this. Yes, Gary Gensler was awful. I don't think he did anything good for the market. But we need to take a good look at ourselves, move forward, and get our act together before we can be a star in this space again. Thank you very much. We have President Trump here. It will really start a new era for fintech in the United States. I know you want to beat China to the top spot. China also wants to play that part. Would you like to say something about China and the efforts to stop some laws from being passed that would keep us sanctioned companies, Chinese companies, and their businesses from accessing our capital markets? You can still buy and sell a lot of Chinese stocks on our markets, even though some of them are illegal. Of course. Man, we don't need to talk about that. Everything is fine, right? We will find out all of this as we go along. Let's quickly talk about this. After XRP ETF, what's next? Bitwise XRP ETF is coming, as well as Canary XRP ETF with 21 shares. Core XRP Trust is also on the way. Also, I think BlackRock and JP Morgan are going to talk about this, right? Because BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF is bigger than their gold ETF, right? It only took 10 or 11 months to do those crazy numbers you're talking about. Tens of billions of dollars are being put into an asset. They will definitely be here for XRP, right? Just institutions will want to be able to get to this. Some people around the world don't want to buy it on the open market. For those who want to buy it through an ETF, they will be able to. In a short amount of time, all of this will be accepted, and there will be a thriving XRP ETF in the United States. Billions of dollars will be put into that. The price of XRP will go up because of this. Guys, I love these Ripple ads. It's seen everywhere. Ripple is a leader in digital asset infrastructure. If you don't think that you're not paying attention and need to watch more of my videos, this channel has about 700 movies about Ripple and XRP. Watch some of it again. Over the last 4 years, I've given this my whole heart, soul, and life. And I promise you that if you take the time to learn more about where Ripple stands in the world for this new change into the digital asset shift, they are ready to do some crazy, crazy, crazy things. This is an old video clip, and I know some people will say, oh, since when? But I've seen it 100 times. I understand, but new people are joining, and this is about what we're trying to do today with XRP going across the SWIFT system. Let me play this first, and then I'll say that you said earlier that it might not be about removing SWIFT, it's about giving it praise. So let's find out more about this. I worked with SWIFT before. 20 years I worked for SWIFT. That's why SWIFT is running through my veins. The guy worked at SWIFT for 20 years. As SWIFT blows and flows through him, so does SWIFT. Sorry, getting high on sugar here. For the financial world, SWIFT is the best messaging system. It's used for things like payments, foreign exchange, trading stocks, and more. Not the peace talks, etc. When we talk about crypto, SWIFT would have a store and forward method for most of its payments. This is because you need service-level agreements that say I will do something at a certain time and the payment will show up at a certain time during the day. We are now looking at the new network styles, which let us move money around in real time and see what funds we have as well. So banks wouldn't have to ask you again, have my funds arrived? I need to find out or find query messages that are going around the network now that it's been 3 days. Okay, come check us out. If you have no idea how the present system works, right? It's okay to send money across the ocean, right? You don't really know where that payment is after you send it, right? If it has to go through a certain group of banks, right? That does happen sometimes, right? To get to its end destination.